Hey, this is the Produce Reporter Week in Review. We got a couple of interesting stories, all of which, except for one, seem to weave together. And let's start off with the non-newsist no-duh survey that has come out. But I think is interesting because it just is reinforcing what consumers have been talking about for the longest time, even though I even saw like an NPR article about this that was talking about if you look at it, grocery inflation actually isn't that bad over the last couple of years. But if you would compare to the before times, yes, it's terrible. Um, but FlashFood commissioned a survey by the Harris Poll asking consumers what they are planning to do this year as far as food prices go. And it's as a mom, as the primary cooking person in our household, it doesn't always have to be moms, right? But I get so much pushback from my teens and preteens when I say this. No, we're not eating in a restaurant. We have food at home.
Food at home. By the way, inflation, according to the December inflation report, food inflation year over year in December is 2.5%. Food at home, 1.8. Food away from home, 3.6. Even journalists can do that math. That's twice as high.
Yes. Yes,
So
food away
that
from
is
home
real.
is, and you know what? How much of that food at home is due to a million or so chickens dying from bird flu and no longer laying eggs and the price of
Yeah,
eggs
the
being.
the egg thing is real. Eggs are damned expensive. At the same time that eggs are enjoying a surge in popularity as nutrition authorities are starting to say, actually, that cholesterol is good for you. Like, no duh.
It reminds me of a video I saw on the hopefully not soon to be dearly departed TikTok of a lady who said, all who are complaining, and this resonates with me as an old poor, everyone complaining about the price of eggs has never been old poor. You're all new poor. Because if you can't afford eggs, we find something else. We use applesauce, or you use flax seeds congealed in whatever, or you find a different alternative. But with everyone deciding that eggs are good for you nowadays, so demand is high, supply is low, guess what that means?
Yes, that is correct.
But it is really striking to see videos of people pulling up a truck to Costco and buying cases and cases and cases of eggs. Noteworthy that it was a Costco business center where actual businesses are supposed to be buying their stuff. So they're supposed to do that. Um, but yeah, so that's contributing to it. But this flash food survey reinforces what we're all saying. We have food at home.
Yeah, it's real. And if you know that in your household that food prices and overall inflation are rising higher than wages, I would say don't listen to NPR and them telling you it's not that bad.
They do say that 83% of consumers say saving money is a bigger priority than it was in 2024. Their focus, 81% of consumers say saving money on food is a priority for them this year. It's a priority for us in our household. We're looking to save as much money as possible and eat as cheaply as possible. I have not eaten at a restaurant in 2025 yet, except for, sorry, road tripping back from Kansas. That is the only time that I've eaten in a restaurant. That is like a record for me. Because we're normally once or twice a week we're getting some kind of meal out just because we really enjoy it. But you know what? Clamping down the purse strings, we're not going to be spending that money this year. Sorry, restaurants. I can't afford it.
So I guess that's a new opportunity for the produce industry to educate people on cooking and what goes in what and what can be cheaper alternatives to other things. Sounds like a winner.
It also sounds like people know this because 89% of the people that they surveyed say They believe cooking meals at home is not only one of the best ways to save money on food, but is also a healthier alternative to takeout. So they know it. They know this is better for them. They just got to actually do this. Whether it's a New Year's resolution, most people have already given up on their New Year's resolution, according to the propaganda I'm getting about the second Friday in January being quitter day, and everyone's quit their New Year's resolutions already. I haven't quit mine yet. So yeah, really interesting stuff. It reinforces what we've been saying, reinforces what mom's been saying. And you know where they can save some money, according to the latest press release coming out of Batavia, Illinois?
I do know. It just happens to be where I shop the most since it's the closest grocery store. That would be Aldi. And they're not only are they promoting their own savings and success in surveys, they're taking shots at the big dog.
Yeah. We also had a story this week about Walmart refreshing its brand. I wouldn't necessarily call it a a new brand. They updated it, which is a testament to their heritage and innovation. They innovated that blue just a little bluer. Looks
It's a
like to
little
me.
bluer. The little star symbol is a little more roundy edged. The
I,
Walmart might be a little bolder. It's let's just say it's subtle.
if you weren't paying attention, you probably wouldn't notice. But how much money are they going to spend putting all these murals in their stores? That's what it looks like they're going to do. Murals are actually, pretty popular right now, and I think they're really pretty. I'm just remembering the last look of the fresh over that was happening in my Walmart, took the color off of the walls and did this black and white, super stark, darn near AWG always save in Walmart. And now we're going to bright blue, almost Kroger-ish with the cartoony look to it. They're leaning into the smiley face they've been using for years with a happy to help vest that's with the emoji on it. Trying to look friendlier but more modern with a modern business blue, I guess.
Yeah, I
Cool.
mean, they're they're not certainly not setting the trend here. They're following the trend. We've seen this in other retail and other businesses. I it can be hard. I mean, Walmart is one of those companies like Home Depot where you can wander around and not find someone to help you. In fact, that happens at Aldi. They have few employees, but actually they're not that hard to find since the stores are so small.
Right.
Um,
They're probably slinging
but
groceries down the
yeah,
line.
I mean, highlighting people that are here to help, that's a really good thing. I also noticed they highlighted their merch, and I'm not sure that that's going to have the same effect that it does with Aldi.
Yeah, I'm not
Kind
sure
of got
because
to
you know what?
be an underdog to really embrace the merch.
And Aldi has that retro vibe with its merch. That you've probably noticed it when Toyota was leaning into like the old Tonka truck looking, like the pinstripes that they put on the Forerunners. If I had an extra 50 grand to drop on a vehicle, I would consider getting one of those Forerunners with the Tonka truck stripes on it. And I feel like Aldi has that similar mid-century modern vibe going to it. Which is really trendy as well at the moment. But yeah, just looking at it on the over, they're just trying to look fresh and okay. I just note that on a Facebook ad, Aldi poked fun at it and posted two identical copies of its logo and says, "We refreshed our logo too. Spot the difference." They are aggressive with their ads, with their strategy, with their press releases. They are really going after it. And, back in the day, they were pretty quiet about what they used to do. The only ad I can ever remember as a kid was Aldi, the stock up store, and all you'd hear was the noise from the hand. It wasn't even scanned before; it was like hand keyed in for the clerks doing the checkout process. And nowadays, I see their ads everywhere. I see them all over social media.
Well,
Um,
the Aldi from when you were a kid is like Dollar General. The Aldi
yeah,
the last 10 years is a totally different store and a
yeah.
legitimate competitor. Although the FTC and certain judges in the Pacific Northwest don't consider Aldi or Walmart a competitor to Kroger and Albertsons.
And you
Weird.
know what? Albertsons, actually, I just saw that earlier today. Albertsons is following through with its threat, and they haven't announced exactly how many or where they are, other than it's not in-store employees, but the layoffs have started at Albertsons, according to media reports. I've seen a couple of different things, nothing sourced directly from Albertsons, other than Grocery Dive had an email confirmation from Albertsons, but not the number of people, not their jobs or where they're located, other than hubs like business centers. So it sounds like corporate employees. And one of the articles I saw was actually saying that they're sending some of those jobs overseas. So it sounds like technology stuff. Which, I mean, we go back and forth on whether or not businesses are going to do that, but it sounds like Albertsons is gonna, because they need to save $1.5 billion, they said, in order to move the business forward, according to their latest quarterly report.
Yeah, that does
Okay.
not sound good.
No.
Speaking of not
We
sounding good, let's finish it off with our Blue Book special. We had a trade alert suspicious activity story this week. We've got some impersonation going on, and um, we've got the details in there. You really have to see it to see if you recognize any of the details. Um, it's impersonation scams, which we have covered in the past, but it seems like they are getting more elaborate and more realistic, and they're using fake blue book information sometimes. It's not good. Look into the details.
And it also is a plug for, I mean, they're impersonating somebody that was listed in the Blue Book. And we're also, if you don't have your own credit application process where you're vetting your people within your own system, Blue Book does have a tool for our members to do this kind of credit application request. So go ahead and check that out, and make sure and protect your business by verifying who you're selling to. It's more important than ever to go ahead and do something like that. It's a simple step. Um, we've all been through some kind of IT training, haven't we? Hover over the email addresses, make sure it's from the right person. Is it a phishing attack? Is it an actual person? Call the number and see who answers, because we've been calling this number, but it goes unanswered and goes to voicemail.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, one of our pieces of advice is go on to their Blue Book listing and call the number on that and
yes.
use the email in that system because that has already been verified. Sometimes it's a different number. And almost everyone has been targeted with these personal scams on your phone or your email. And some of them are getting really good. And the way to get around that is call the actual person you know, not the number they're giving you.
Yes. I've gotten one of those. I've gotten one of those where it was like, "Hey, go buy 5 gift cards at Best Buy and send them to me. Send me the numbers." And I'm like, "Are you really the
Yeah,
CEO?"
that doesn't sound right.
Doesn't sound right. So make sure you're doing your appropriate checks and balances. We've got a lot of articles on producebluebook.com that will guide you through the process and explain what tools Bluebook has for you, or you can just give us a call, and one of our folks can definitely give you some advice on what to do.
You do
And
awesome.
now that's it for the Produce Reporter Weekend Review. If you are not getting the Produce Reporter newsletter, you need to go to producebluebook.com and sign up.